Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tawanda and all my friends call me TuTu, and I love to create. So right now we're going to get back to it. We're going to get out to the part of laying out our fabric for the project. Alright, so kind of clear it off the table a little bit so that we can have space. So our pattern pieces we have to cut out is the front, the front, the back, front, back, sleeve, and neckband. So the front and the back and the sleeve are going to be cut with the matte side being the right side. Now the pattern has instructions on how to lay out. I'm not going to follow them, but it'll be better if you follow them. Yeah. And they also list, let's see, they also list how to, depending on your fabric width, actually, no, this one has 60 inches. Okay, so it's only one width. Sometimes they'll have it listed for the layout for 45-inch wide fabric or 60. We'll assume that most knits are 60-inch wide, which majority are, but then again, some of them are only like 52 inches. All right. Right. Okay. So remember when I said that I wasn't going to fold it in half for the front and the back to cut out? I think I am going to do that, because that'll be less work. Instead of cutting twice, I'll just cut once for each piece. Okay, so you're going to put, well, right sides together. Either way, you're just going to fold it in half. I forgot to mention you're also going to need stick pins. Okay. Alright, so once you fold it in half, you can roll it up. Let's see. Yes, folding your fabric in half when you don't have enough space, it is very challenging. I would use my floor, but I've got cats, and I don't want them to get their fur on this fabric. So what I'm doing now, I'm laying my front down so that I can work with the fabric in smaller sections. Okay, and then I'm going to take my back and just measure as well in the same section so I can make sure I have more room, which actually the back is bigger than the front. So I'm going to use that height to cut the fabric that I need out first. Always, always buy extra fabric. In this case, I'm hoping that the fabric that I picked, well, the fabric that I had left over from the project, is going to be enough. It should. All right, so when you get a rough estimate, you can start cutting with your fabric scissors. Okay. Sewing is one of these hobbies, I guess, that the more you do it, the better you will definitely get at it. And sewing is harder work than what people think it is. You really have to crawl before you walk. Meaning you have to learn how to do things properly before you can even, I say, make something. You know, you got to learn your basics on how to control your machine, how the terminology, I guess. So much you have to learn. All right. Okay, so I figured out my width of the fabric. Let me pull this up so you can see it. That I need. That's wide enough for me to cut out my front and my back. So you notice that it's folded like so. Can you see? All right. So now I'm going to cut what I folded in half, cut it on the folded edge. So that way I have more space to cut out my pieces. All right. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the front first. Now the good thing is that with the pattern piece, that since we're only cutting out one back, the front and the back will be it's like one piece. And how do I describe this? That the back piece is two-sided, but we know that we're going to use the mat side for the front. The mat side is going to be the right side of the back. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you lay it on either side to cut it out. Oh, okay. All right, so what I forgot to draw on my back pattern was the straight of the grain. And remember actually no, I take that back. Sorry about that, people. We're cutting in half, so we don't need to draw straight in the grain. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna cut it in half. I'm sorry, fold it in half. Okay, so we have a folded piece. Okay. Alright. So we're going to line up our folded edge of our pattern piece to the folded edge of the fabric. And we're going to put a few pins in it to keep it in place. Now I like to pin close to the edge, so that way you have more control and stability when you're getting ready to cut out. It's so freaking. So background music today is courtesy of NCT Dream. This song is called Go. It's a pretty catchy song. Oh, and they're K-pop, by the way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I listen to more K-pop than I should. But it's okay. K-pop makes me happy. So I'm going to do what makes me happy. I really love watching the videos because mainly for their costumes, like their stylists that style the guys. Sometimes I wonder what they're thinking about in the outfits that they choose for them. Sometimes randomly they will have like a half a scarf, I guess, hanging off from the collar. I don't know. Or they'll have them in 5 layers of jackets, or they have them tuck their pants into those socks or something. So I always find it very interesting as to what they're choosing for them. And I love that sometimes their things don't match. That's very interesting for me, because I'm one of these people that I like things when it comes to design to be matchy-matchy sometimes. But, something new is always good. My next project after this is going to be a K-pop fan-inspired project. I'm really excited about that, because I'm going to take basically one of my favorite songs and use it as inspiration to design a bomber jacket, actually. So stay tuned for that. All right. So now that we have pinned down our back, we're going to cut it out. I'm going to cut this out pretty fast because that's just how I cut and things. But if you're new to it, you definitely want to take your time to make sure that you're cutting evenly along with the pattern's edge, that you're not cutting too far off or too far in. Alright, so remember I told you about these triangle things called notches. I don't cut them in a triangle. I just make a small cut in the center of it, and that helps me mark. That gives you more control, because I know some people try to cut and sometimes you cut it too big and it just ends up messing up the seam allowance. Okay, so just a little known fact on patterns: the front, let's say the front usually is dictated by one triangle, and the back is 2 triangles. And I know that's definitely for the sleeve, so that's how you can tell the front from the back. The front part of the sleeve will only have 1 triangle, and the back will have 2 triangles. Alright, so we got that. Then I'm going to label it just as the back with some chalk. Yeah, terrorist shark. Oh, and don't forget to put your notches with the chalk as well. I mean, sorry, not your notches, but the little markings that they have. Like for me, they have a marking over here under the armpit. So I need to make sure that I put that on the inside. And you can do it with like a little dot or like a little X or something, just so you know that that is a marking you need to pay attention to when you're sewing the garment. Alright, so we have back. So since I'm going to, remember, use the mat side as the outside, right side of my garment, so I'm going to take chalk and put a big old B on the inside. So that dictates that it's the wrong side of the fabric and which pattern pieces it is. Alright, so then next we're going to cut out the front. And I'm going to save the sleeve to cut out another time. But we're going to cut out the front because we need to get started prepping the heat and bond fabric that we need to bond onto the front. All right. Okay. So we're going to fold the front back in half. So we're determined that'll just be quicker and easier. So you notice that because we measured the fabric for the back and the front, it said the front was smaller, then you have enough here at the top to cut your collar out. Yeah. So you can go ahead and put that down as a placement. So yes, so we do have plenty of fabric to cut our collar out, but we won't pin it on right now. I'll pin it on later. All right, so now we're working with the front here. So we're going to pin the front down and cut it out. Yep. Yeah, trying to push your pin through this, like, I don't know if it's neoprene pleather, but they call it buckskin, is really hard. You got to be careful because you will rip your pattern piece if you're not doing it right, or if your pins are dull. There, let's speed the time. Have this on into regular. I'm pretty sure some of the pins I have are like really old. Because I don't think I ever got rid of pins that I started sewing with in like high school. So I'm pretty sure some of them are probably from high school. Which I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was. Alright. Alright, so we're going to cut the front out. All right. So now we have our front cut out. So in my next video, I'm going to show you how we're going to cut out the heat and bond with this fabric. Okay, stay tuned. Thank you.